Our Old Testament devotional thought today comes from the book of Exodus, chapter 7. Now, as you turn there, I want to teach you today about hard hearts, closed minds, closed ears, okay? Hard hearts, closed minds, and closed ears. I taught you earlier in Matthew chapter 1 about Joseph, the husband of Mary, a man that God the Father entrusted to raise his only begotten son. The scripture says, as he considered this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream. Now notice, as Joseph considered this, as Joseph was thinking about something, trying to make a good decision about what to do, God spoke to him. And I taught you that in life, when we close our minds and refuse to think about something, God can't speak to us. If we want God to speak to us, we have to be thinking about a situation. Now, with that in mind, Exodus chapter 7, beginning with verse 21. The fish in the river died, and the water became so foul that the Egyptians couldn't drink it. There was blood everywhere throughout the land of Egypt. But again, the magicians of Egypt used their magic, and they too turned water into blood. So Pharaoh's heart remained hard. He refused to listen to Moses and Aaron, just as the Lord predicted. Pharaoh returned to his palace and put the whole thing out of his mind. Now notice the characteristics of a hard heart. You won't listen and you won't think about it. You won't listen and you won't think about it. Now when somebody has closed their mind, that describes them. They won't listen and they refuse to even think about it. Put the whole thing out of mind. Now, beloved, please forgive me, but God does not speak to a hard heart and a closed mind that will not think. Even when you and I disagree with things, if we are going to learn, if we are going to make progress in life, we have to not be hard-hearted, closed-minded, and refuse to think. If we are going to learn, even when we disagree, we listen to people, and then we think about it, because you know what? We're not always right. This is how you learn. This is how you make progress. We're not always right. So when people talk to you, even when you disagree with them, learn to listen to them. Now, sometimes when you listen to people who just have bad attitudes, you enable their bad attitudes and you make things even more difficult. Yes, I understand. So have you ever noticed Jesus never answered people's words? He answered their attitudes. Sometimes you have to answer people's attitudes and not their words. But beloved, sometimes we just need to say, now, wait a minute. You know, there's more than one right way to do things, and there's things that I can learn. So I'm not going to harden my heart. I'm not going to close my mind. I'm not going to refuse to listen. I'm not going to refuse to think about things. Even when I disagree, I'm going to listen and I'm going to consider things, because that's when God can teach us new things.